Mic check. Yeah, okay. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all coming and viewing in with me. It's another episode. What You On podcast. I got my homie Fred with me today. Gonna be introducing himself, letting you know some initiatives he got going on. Yeah, we just gonna come chill for a little while. So you can introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name Fred.
And yeah, so Fred, just give the audience a little bit about where you from and stuff.
I'm from the west side of Chicago.
Okay, and also like just a little bit about your background, like jobs, stuff like that, or what part of West Side you grew up on, and
Well, definitely. Man, grew up in the Lawndale area. Um, nice area, but got a bunch of things going on. With gangs and different cliques and everything like that. But yeah, grew up on the west side of Chicago my whole life, specifically in the Lawndale area. Also, part of the little village. So I grew up on both sides with the Mexicans and the blacks.
okay. What high school you go to?
Went to Process Career Academy, graduated from Collins Academy.
Okay. Process like Northwest Side, kind of like by
Yeah,
Fullerton over there.
right back Fullerton. It's right on Grand and Long.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I know some people that stay over there. Well, not some. They don't stay over there, but they grew up over that way. So that's kind of how I know where it's at now. I remember when you first telling me about it, I didn't really know. But then as I grow, I'll be going all over the place. So
Definitely.
somebody was telling me like, yeah, this where, ooh, this how it is over here. So yeah, I know a little bit about that. So how was it growing up out west?
Man, it was rough. It was rough, man. When I was little, family wasn't really in the best position. You know what I mean? We ain't have everything we needed or really wanted. So, man, I grew up stealing, stealing bikes, stealing clothes, pizza. Man, I got caught stealing out of Save a lot one day, stealing a home run in pizza, because, we was hungry and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, yeah, well, it wasn't lavish growing up, in the Lundale area. But,
Mm-hmm.
I made it through.
Right. Uh, I know you got a lot going on now, so I'm really trying to see how did you get from that point to where you are now? Like where did the switch come in from? Like the mindset that you carry now about yourself versus the struggle that you was going through prior to, you know?
I say, man, I just really wanted something different. They kept on, like, man, people kept on telling me, and, I kept on hearing over the years, you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep you're going to keep getting the same results. And, it was like 1 minute, I'd be doing good, and then, something happened, and I'll fall right back, to being, to doing bad. So it was like, this time I just wanted to be more consistent, with doing good. And with me, man, I was like never really, a hood person. Like, man, I was like, I used to tell myself growing up, I wanted a Disney Channel life, like
That's
like I wanted a high
crazy
school.
shit, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy because I feel the same fucking way, bro. I ain't not gonna lie. But
yeah,
go ahead, keep on talking.
yeah. So like, man, yeah, I wanted like some type of like a High School Musical life, you know what I mean? But basically, my circumstances, just like forced me to do certain things, and like, man, be in survival mode basically. I never really got a chance to live growing up. I was just surviving.
Hmm. I know how that is. Uh, I know you box, so I was just trying to see, like, at what point did you start boxing? How old was you when you got in the ring?
I started boxing when I was 12. Um, how I ended up getting into that, a few people, came to the neighborhood and they decided to, build a boxing gym at the church that I was going to. It's called La Vida Community Church. The boxing gym was called CYBC, Chicago Youth Boxing Club. So basically, man, got into boxing because I ain't really know how to fight back then. Me and my little brother used to get into it all the time. Man, little brother used to whoop on me. Know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So man, I had to get into boxing, learn something different. But when I got into boxing, um, I learned way more than just fighting. I learned discipline. I was around some positive people. I made some different friends, so it kind of took me away from the street life
Mm-hmm.
in a way, and put me on a different path. But then, I was boxing for about 3 years, and then things kind of changed. When I was 15 years old, I ended up getting into some trouble. I ended up catching a case where I was facing 31 to 75 years. At the age of 15, I did 2.5 years fighting the case. And at the age of 17, I finally took the case to trial. And I beat it with a jury trial and came home.
That's a blessing, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, I remember you was telling me that, and I'm glad you made that, that change, that transition of, from coming from up under that situation and not letting that just, keep you like stuck in your environment and that mentality. Like that's all you got. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
And so what in that stint, like when you came home, what was your mindset at when you came home from doing that case?
Um,
As far as like, was you ready to, you know, get back in the streets, or was you ready to like uh, get to work or try to make up for lost time or what?
nah, to be honest with you, when I came home, even before I came home, I always thought like, man, I wanted to do things differently. You know what I mean? I want to be a different person. But it's like exactly when I got home, I was basically like right back into the same situation. You feel me? It was like nothing changed. I was still broke. We still really didn't have much. So I was trying to be on this like positive path,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like my circumstances basically just led me back to doing the same thing. So like man, literally after doing like 2.5 years, coming back home, I got locked up a month later. For trying to sell drugs, for trying to make some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, and then that made me look at things like, man, bro, you really just got locked up a month later after dodging 31 to 75 years.
Mm-hmm.
So um, when my lawyer, had came and helped me out with that case, I asked him for a job, and
Okay.
he ended up giving me employment, and I ended up working for like a year, before I graduated high school, and then I went off to college.
What the hell you doing?
Um, I was basically working around youth. I was like a youth mentor, youth leader, just basically people same age as me, just trying to talk to them and help them basically from my situation, let them know my situation, and put them back on the right path.
Well, you was like 19 at the time, or how old was you?
Now I was 17.
Okay, damn, that's like that's raw to be that young and you know what I'm saying, have that mind state to try to still help others though. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
That's what's up. So when did you get your breakthrough as far as like, okay, this is shit is when did it go from struggling to, you know what I mean, to like thriving and living? You know what I mean? Of making the decision to say I'm not finna like be struggling. I'm finna like kind of put myself in the mindset to where this is it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna win. Like I'm winning, and that's all. My focus is.
I say like man, it finally changed. Like man, 2020 when COVID hit. Like I said before, it was like I was, I'd be doing good at one point, and then something had happened, and I go right back to basically to what I know, to the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And when 2020 hit, it was like kind of forced my hand. I was working a security job. making a little decent money, but it was like, man, I had no life, like, man, I was working my ass off, you feel me, working 16-hour day, 6 to 7 days a week, not really spending time with family, not even really spending, had time to myself. So, when COVID hit, it kind of forced my hand, to leave the job because, it's like once no more work, once no more filming. And then, I needed a way to make money. So I basically went back to what I knew, that was selling drugs, selling weed. And, like, man, bro, to be honest with you, man, I was back to selling, like, man, I was back to selling weed out the ounce. I wasn't making no money, probably like $40, $40 profit off that ounce. And, that was going, I had a little son, that was going right to Pampers and, gas money. So I was like, I was making no money at all. And then I slowly seen myself becoming this person that I never said I wanted to be. It was like, man, when I came home at 17 years old, I was seeing people on the corner, almost 30, selling Saltbuck and Dub. I used to tell myself, like, man, I never want to be that person. But I seen myself becoming this person, in 2020, hanging out with people that was 4, 5 years younger than me, doing stupid stuff, being back on the corner, yelling out Dubs and Saltbucks. So man, when I seen that and I realized that, man, I remember the day like it was yesterday. Like, man, I was literally, feel me, standing on the corner with some shorties, and I was like, man, I got to get off this corner. And like that's exactly what I did, man. I went home. As soon as I went home, signed right up for college. Signed back up for online college courses. Put myself back in school. Called around. You feel me? I had asked one of my homie fathers, like, man, you got some work for me? Like, man, let me get a job. And he basically put me on. Started working with him, got back into school, and yeah, just went down a different path. Started getting off the streets.
Okay, so what you go to school for?
I went to school for business.
How long was that? Like, how long did it take for you to get your degree?
I got my degree within 3 years. So, from 2020 to I graduated 2023 in March.
Okay, congratulations on that.
That's
what's up, bro. That's what's up. So what have you been able to do with the degree since you got it? What path was you going with your degree?
Man,
what route you was taking?
Yeah, at first I wanted to while getting my degree, I wanted to climb the corporate ladder. But I started working with different non-for-profit organizations, and I realized, like, man, my thing, you feel me, I'm really here, you feel me, is to be an example for people, and lead by example and, help others. So it's like, man, I basically wanted to be the help that I wanted, growing up, and, basically to be the leader that I needed to see growing up. And, that's basically what I'm doing now.
Right. So, what are the name of the organizations you working with currently, though?
I work with the Firehouse Community Arts Center, and I work with Lawndale Christian Legal Center.
Okay. I want to just make sure everybody catch that, But I'm sure, if y'all could play it back, if not, you know what I'm saying. So what do you guys do there?
At the Firehouse Community Arts Center, it's basically like, art, a center that's around art. They teach people culinary arts, they do paintings, murals, and things like that. But really, they help get young people right back on the right path, trying to get them high school diplomas, trying to get them jobs, trying to get people IDs, just basically like find their career path. Some people want to get their CDL, some people want to get back into school, some people want to get back into college. So, we just basically, navigating young people down the right path.
And that's where, like, right there on Cermak?
Yeah, that's 2111 South Hamlin, so in between Ogden and Cermak.
Yeah, I remember going there at one time. I don't want to say what for, but I remember when we went there for the repass that time. It was a lot going on. I remember I was trying to flag you down. It like you disappeared, but I already know there's a lot going on, though. You know what I mean? There you go, right there, bro.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the place right there. And, so, man, they making really making a big impact up in the neighborhood. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like man, we just took a couple of people to Africa. You know, it was my first time in Africa,
Oh
so
yeah.
like man, they making impacts up in the neighborhood.
What part?
To Ghana,
Yeah.
so you know to Accra, Kumasi, different cities like that.
Only places I can imagine. I plan on going though, but only places I can imagine though.
Most definitely.
But tell us a little bit about over there in the motherland, if you don't mind. Kind of like telling us about how your trip was over there.
Man, bro, it was a beautiful experience, man. I think really, every African American person, every black person need to take that trip at least once in their lifetime to learn the truth, about yourself, about us as black people. And man, it was a beautiful thing, but it was kind of heartbreaking at the same time because being over there, I realized like man how the Europeans played us against each other, and realizing how they played us against each other then and how they still playing us against each other now. You know what I mean? So it's like after going over there, I had to come back to America with a different mindset. And it's like, man, I'm not against none of my black brothers. You feel me? What I call, you feel me, somebody that's the same color, same skin as me, that come from the same place as me, my enemy. When these Europeans basically, that's what they want. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like, man, they came over there to Africa, and enslaved us. You feel me? But they played us against each other the way they enslaved us. You feel me? They gave these people guns. You feel me? Gave certain tribe guns, and it was like, man, y'all go ahead and you feel me? Kill these people or go to war with them people. You feel me? And y'all bring them back to us as slaves when we get y'all these guns.
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, man, we made each other slaves. You know what I mean? Like we sold our own people. You feel me? To the Europeans, and basically, like man, like our number was like our strength was the numbers. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? But we ain't have that number no more once we sent our own people across the river.
Mm-hmm.
And our same thing back here in America. You feel me? We playing games, going to war with each other. You feel me? And it's black on black crime. It was like these people playing us against each other. You feel me? Just to get more power, keep us out the way.
Yeah. Then it's like that disconnect though. You know what I mean? Between both cultures, it's like them and we us type thing. That's kind of crazy.
Most definitely.
But I definitely inspired to go there, and I'm sure it's like an enlightening experience though. Like I'm sure you came back a different person.
Oh man, everybody gonna come back a different person. Like man, like I say, man, I don't got no enemies. No, I'm not in tour with nobody. If you
I
don't,
don't got no enemies, and I'm not into it with nobody.
no, so man, if
My
you don't
bad,
like me, man, nah, you good.
My bad, gang.
So man, it's like man, if somebody try to do something wrong with me and you like just know same color, whatever, man, I'm just like man, I'm turning the other cheek. It ain't gonna bring me no satisfaction to trying to hurt my own people, or bring my own people down. It's like I'm not getting nothing from it.
For shit
You know,
show.
that's all, just hurting our people more.
Mm-hmm.
So why hurt? I want to build our people up. I don't want to, bring us down.
No, bro. No, bro. So for sure. I was just gonna ask you, like, the weather, the culture, the women, the food, like the wildlife. How was everything?
Man, it was different. The food was fresh. Like you could really taste the freshness in the food. Like they ain't have all this toxic stuff that was up in the food that we got over here. And like over there, like man, they eat dogs. Like they look at dogs as like regular animals. They don't look
That's
at dogs
crazy
as
shit.
pets or nothing, none of
That's
that. So
crazy
it's like,
shit. That's
man, really,
crazy
like
shit.
everything we've been taught here in America is like all lies.
Okay.
Like and dogs they just animals. We basically in America we the one who just made them pets.
You might made some enemies saying that, but it's all good, man. It's good for the ratings. Come on, give me more. No, I'm fucking around. I'm fucking around. Go ahead though.
But no, that was it. You see goats everywhere, man. Goats just roaming all over the place. Yeah, bro. They like man, I ain't really see too many animals, but There
No
was a few
real
of them out there.
exotic shit out there. Like what about like reptiles and shit? It ain't
Uh,
like nothing like running around.
I mean, they got those out there, but we ain't go to them
Nah,
areas,
nah. Okay.
to
All right.
yeah, to see all that.
So it is a lot of like domesticated areas out there. That's not just like it ain't just like all just the jungle and no shit.
No, no, like bro, they got real nice hotels, real nice houses out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. It wasn't all like the trenches. Like we went in certain parts that was like the trenches, but even in them places, like everybody was happy. Everybody was content with what they had, with what they were given, and it was like community.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody came together to help each other. It wasn't just I'm out for myself. No, they was all happy. They was all trying to help each other. Like you watch my back, I watch yours. And it's like, man, I'm over here cooking. Let me invite y'all. Down
Mm.
here for some food. Come grab y'all a plate or something.
There's a lot of hospitality then,
Exactly, a
huh?
lot of
Okay.
hospitality. Like man, you ain't see people getting a tour with each other. You ain't see people arguing, fighting. Like everybody was literally happy. Like you don't even hear about murders or people killing each other out there.
Mm.
It was like their most hideous crime was like theft.
Yeah.
It's like only people like stealing, and if they seen somebody stealing, it's like the whole community would get on that person bumper. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they ain't even really get police involved. The community handled it themselves.
Mm.
So it's like, man, you really don't see too much police activity out there. The military, all over the place. You see the military, but yeah, you don't really see like really no police activity going on.
Okay. And everybody. I know it sounds stupid as shit, but I was gonna say it's. I ain't gonna say it's everybody black in Africa. That shit sound dumb shit. But what is the percentage of populace you seen in the area that you was in? Like, do you see like a nicer percentage of other races, or is it like
I
majority
mean, yeah.
African diaspora? Though,
I
basically.
mean, mostly, you gonna see African people, but we seen like other tourists. Like no, I wouldn't even specifically say they were from America. They were just from like different, different countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But like yeah, you seen some Venezuela people. You seen some Ethiopian people. So
Okay.
like, yeah, it was a mixture of people that was out there.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying because I know it's like it's kind of. I'm sure it's like real different being like being somewhere everybody everywhere like black.
Well,
You know what I mean? Cause I'm raised in Chicago, so it's like I expect my lawyers to be black. I expect my judges. My bad. I expect my lawyers to be white or Jewish. I expect my judges to be white or, you know what I
that,
mean. So that I mean I couldn't imagine just being in that environment. You know what I mean. They probably still nailing shit to the cross, but still I don't know. It just probably be. I probably feel different going to court if the judge
I
is
mean,
black too. You know?
you gonna most definitely see like our people everywhere. Our people with government jobs, our people in high end positions. You know what I mean? And it was a beautiful thing. Just
Hmm.
like being around that and being surrounded by that. So
My first thought was like, does it feel safer?
uh, Africa is most definitely safer than America.
Damn,
I feel it's most definitely
that's
safer.
crazy. That
Like
like,
man, like I was like man, I could have walked off by myself and nothing would have happened to me.
mm.
I could have walked off in the middle of the night, nothing would have happened to me. It was like man, yeah, it was most definitely safe.
Do you see like in the media? Do you see like a barrage of negative media being, you know what I'm saying, posted out there? Like you know how you could just turn on the radio and hear motherfuckers dying. Like before when I came over here for they soon first step one, you feel me? Like and it was 9 o'clock before I got here. You feel me? They already stepping. Over there, how is it like
Um,
music or propaganda or
no,
politics and shit
man,
like that?
everybody was positive. You know what I mean? You ain't like man, you ain't really see nothing negative. You ain't see no negative news. Everybody was happy out there. Even the people who like really didn't have shoes and stuff like that, like they was contently happy with what they had. They wasn't trying to get things to impress other people. They wasn't trying to wear the Gucci or nothing like that, or wear stuff that we got out here. They was like, man, content with what they had. And happy with the way that they dressed, with the with the way that they everything. They was just happy. So man, it was beautiful. Like just seeing how they really didn't need, you feel me, certain things to make them feel important. How we'll probably need out here, a pair of shoes, a pair of Nike shoes or something. Like they didn't need none of that to feel important. Like you literally had people out there walking barefooted, and that was really happy, like happy people, the most happiest people I ever seen in my life.
The weather might play a role. That's all everything. How was the weather?
It was always hot out there. It was
Hot as
extreme.
shit or just hot?
Nah, it was real hot.
Okay.
so that sun can get hot, but the weather was decent. It was basically, I don't like the winter, so I was
Okay.
cool with it.
Yeah. I don't fuck with it. I hate the one.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Well, another thing I wanted to ask you: how was the clubs out there? If you did step in a establishment or not, I'm not sure.
We went to a few places. Man, they was decent. As you say, people that let you come in, party and dance. It ain't nobody hating up on you or nothing like that. Nobody trying to start a fight. Once nobody getting into it, none of that. Man, yeah, they was nice, bro. It was real nice places. They had good drinks and everything. So.
That's something like I'm looking forward to. Something I'm trying to put in my bucket list. And like I said, we had all of us off camera was just having like a small discussion talking about that movie. I forgot the name of it. Leave the World Behind. And so yeah, like after watching that movie, I'm just like, yeah, I got to give my Ghanaian citizenship. You feel me? Because this shit serious over here, bro. I
Most
ain't gonna lie
definitely.
to you. This shit's deep. You know what I mean? And also, it was like it made me think back, like in like 2020 or 2021, when all these people was going to get their dual citizenship. I know they were saying it was like the return or something, but also it was just like I felt like we was under attack at that point too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we most definitely was.
So if y'all out there listening, I advise y'all to get y'all dual citizenship. It's something that I strategically about to get. In order. But it is what it is. Shit. Right now. I'm gonna try to look on Facebook and see if I can see some of these comments. See if anybody been chiming in.
Yeah,
Had
you
it?
got a few comments on there.
Oh yeah. I
Do you
mean,
want to get on there with your phone, or you just want me to announce it?
yeah. I mean, I could look and see what anybody been saying, and see if they got any questions for you, bro. I don't know. Let's see. CBC, man. I'm live still, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're still good.
Oh,
Questions
okay,
are coming in.
bet. Okay. Oh, I see everybody. I appreciate everybody out there chiming in, man. Hines, love, Brody. Vinny, slide on me when you can, Vin. Egg Mays, always good, bro. Looking good, fiance, but 10 days was long.
I know, too long, baby, too long.
I got a question if I can for you.
Yeah,
How you
go.
doing? How you
All right.
doing, Ava Nicole, man? Congratulations on the wedding, man.
So
You got a good one here.
when I travel and I go to like Ecuador or something, I'm Latino.
Hold that.
If you didn't know, but like they can pick me out like as an American over there, someone who's not like really from Ecuador or like a native over there. Now, when you travel to Africa, did you see that kind of like? Were people able to spot the difference between like an American and then someone who's a native there?
I believe they did. Even though like they didn't like make it known, you know. But it was just like basically like everything, like the way we acted, the way we talked, the way we moved out there. Like they noticed all the difference.
But
And I was kind of like worried about that too. Like I was like I met a real good friend over there. I call him J Money. Because it's like Africa is a real like hustling country. Like they trying to sell you everything. As soon as they see you, and like they knew we was American because as soon as we came in, like we went to like the market over there, and as soon as we walked in, it was like people attacking us. Trying to like not attacking us physically, but like attacking us, trying to sell us things, and everything off the grid, and they don't take no for an answer. Like they pinning it up on your wrist. Like take this, and then it look good up on you. Then they ask for the money. So it was like, man, they most definitely knew we was American, even though we was like the same skin color and everything. But you can real life tell the difference.
do you feel that they treated you differently because of it, or much more or less the same?
They treated us more like kings. Like everything was let me do this for you. No, you don't have to do it. I would do it for you. Like they literally like treat you like you're a king. Like you come from someplace rich, and it's like even though we probably like got different things over here, but it was basically like the same thing. It was basically like the same thing. Like that cost of living was the same as our cost of living. It was just different in a way. I mean, with their like that money, I think like $100 of our American money like gave us like $1,000 in their money. But certain things, you would be spending like like say like 600 CDs for a pair of shoes over there, and that was just basically like $60 of American money.
Oh, wow. So was it like around the same, or could you get more for your dollar over there?
Uh, and certain things you could probably get more for your dollar, like they gas. I guess in our money, they gas was probably like a dollar and 50 cent, a gallon. So certain things, yeah, but not everything. Um, yeah, like we went to KFC. I guess KFC was my favorite place to eat out there because the chicken was so different and so fresh. But it was like you was probably spending like you know over like 130 CDs, just to get some chicken, and that's probably like $13, in American money.
Damn.
So sometimes it was pretty much the same, but and most it was a little different. So I guess it depends on what you're buying.
Right. Cool. Thank you. You got any questions in the comments for Dennis?
Granny, that's Judith Lewis. That's my grandma. I kidnapped her. That's my baby mama grandma, but that's my grandma now. I love you, Granny. We got Jorge Perez. You know what it is.
No,
Yeah,
I think I do.
Armando.
I probably have to see him.
Armando.
Oh, okay.
The boxer. I just seen him. He just left Vegas not too long ago.
Yeah. Oh, my boy
Yeah.
George.
Yeah, you put me up on him. I call him Jorge. My bad, George. My bad.
yeah, man. My boy George, man. Next champ right there, man.
Yeah.
So y'all be following him, man. He finna shock the world.
Yeah, he just commented on here. He gave you the 3 strong emojis, man. That's major though. I'm a fan of his too. You put me on him, bro. I've been watching him ever since. I've seen him just put his hands on somebody.
Most definitely, man. They just cheated him after that fight, man. Like, man, that's probably the one thing I hate about boxing. Like, boxing got so much politics up in it, and man, like you could clearly see him clear as day. Like, man, beating the brakes off that dude in Vegas.
Yeah, I seen the highlights. That's why I didn't know he ain't even. I ain't even speak on it. I thought he won, bro.
Man, they cheated my mans, man. Let that be known that they cheated him.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's bogus as shit. Cause I definitely seen some of the highlights he had posted up on there. I ain't know that They ain't get that W to them. But yeah, I mean, I feel like how do you think like the L's and the W's, you know, in your career, you know what I mean, affect you as far as in boxing? In boxing, how does like you know how it's always they undefeated, they undisputed. Do you think there's people that's not undisputed that's still can be great? Like you know what I mean? Are there great people that did not go
Man,
undisputed? You know what I mean?
you could bounce back from anything. You feel me? And yeah, man, just because you got a loss on your record, that don't mean like man, the next guy better than you. You know what I mean? Like, well, like I say, man, boxing got a lot of politics. You feel me? So it's like, man, if people gonna cheat to win. You know, them judges be cheating most of the time. You
Straight the
know, and they
fuck
not
up.
seeing everything.
Straight
But
up.
like man, look at Ali. Like man, Ali had over like 4 losses. You
Straight
know,
up.
but he was still one of the greatest.
Straight up.
You know.
But that's just for the viewers that need to know that the losses don't, you know what I mean, don't mean they don't make the sum of the man. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Because I feel like a lot of championships was won on fucking losses, bro. I mean, on cheating shit. You know what I
Most
mean?
definitely.
Motherfuckers that did some fluky, foul ass shit. And many of motherfucking games that I watch, and it's like nobody ever remembers the fluky play. You feel me?
Most
That
definitely.
led to this other team winning this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Like I always go back to when Kobe Bryant bust Mike Bibby nose open in the fucking. I don't know if you're too young for that shit, but yeah, Kobe Bryant elbow Mike Bibby in his nose and bust his nose in the like Western Conference Finals and shit, and we lost in Game 7. And that was some bullshit. You know, I'm not no motherfucking Sacramento King, so like I can't take it to heart. But at the time, I was a fan of basketball, and that shit was real disheartening. You know,
Most definitely.
but I ain't gonna make it about me. Shit. For y'all, if y'all ever go through some type of hardship, man, just take that as a lesson. You know, and grow through it. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if I would have knew what I knew now, you know, I probably would have still been boxing. I probably would have went pro myself, you know. But like man, everybody so focused on being number one and not, you know, having no losses or no L's up on their background, you know. And I was one of them persons when I was 15. You know, I wanted to be number one so bad. When I went off to national, I became fourth in the United States. You know, at 15. Well, really 14. But you know, I wanted to be number one so bad. I didn't even know how good four was. Being number four in the United States was. So it's like, man, I led that to being my downfall. You know, to me end up getting locked up and you know eventually sitting for 2.5 years. You know, in jail.
Hey, that's major, man, on bro. Cause that's like I'm gonna play this back for my sons. You feel me? Like being number one ain't every fucking thing, bro. Or being looked at as number one ain't everything. You feel me? As long as you know you giving your best effort. You feel me? And always working toward being a better person. It's not about being the best. It's about being better than you were before. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Like, and
definitely.
that's all you. It's you against you. It ain't you compete with nobody. You know what I'm saying? You
Most
compete
definitely.
with yourself, and you compete with your lower self. You feel me? You don't compete with you know what I'm saying. Nobody that you feel might be higher than you. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Because
definitely.
like you cheating yourself. You know what I'm saying? In those
Exactly.
situations and shit.
Exactly.
I got Hedo Sama on here. I'm not sure. I think it's one of your people. She just say, "Hey, Mook, keep going, bro. I'm proud of you."
Most definitely. Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Oh, that's a dude. My bad, gang.
I think
Straight up.
I think so. Let me-
They had a heart emoji, so I'm just thinking it's a female. Nah, that's one of the members. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in with me right now. I got like Law McMichael. He was saying, sorry if this has been asked already, but is there a big misconception about African culture, like how most places are displayed in movies and on commercials? how was it being there in the moment?
Man, it's most definitely a big misconception, man. Like you know, like them little old commercials with you know, you could feed an African child with just 10 cents a
Hey,
day.
bro, they
Like,
bogus as
man, that was
hell.
not real, bro.
I don't
Like,
even like to laugh, but that shit bogus as
that was
hell.
not
Like,
real. Like,
for why we always like for why it ain't like it ain't poor people everywhere on the earth, bro. Like
nah,
that fuck with me, bro. Like it's poor people in Europe, gang. It's poor motherfuckers that need food in other places in the fucking world, bro. Like take them black kids out the fucking commercials, folks.
yeah, for real. Like, man, and if it was poor people out there, they didn't even act like they was poor. Like I say, man, this community. So, like, man, if some person didn't have no food, you know, if some people, you know, cooking, they was, here go a plate for you. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, everybody was out there was happy and content with who they was and with where they was at in life. You know, but it was most definitely a big ass misconception. You know, of the African culture.
I mean, I just like so a day in the life. What you think it's like, or what's it like? Like I ain't gonna
But
say.
in Africa,
Like I mean, like they work day. Do they got a regular?
like
I mean,
like
I'm
you
sure
see,
you ain't know because you ain't clock in when you was over there. But I'm
nah,
just
but you
saying.
seen it. You seen it, like, bro. You seen people up before the sun. You know, up getting to it. Like, man, it was probably it could be like 11 people in one van. You know, going driving to work. You know what I mean? So like they was out there. Like I said, it's a hustling country. They out there early in the morning selling stuff. You know, and I think they got like probably like 13, 14 hours of sunlight. You feel me? So it was like they up from sun up to sundown, working, selling things, basically trying to get their money.
How fit was the people over there? Do you see a lot of like heavy set motherfuckers over there?
We really didn't see too many heavy set. I can't even remember seeing a heavy set person if I'm remembering correctly. Like everybody was fit. Like I say, the food was fresh. You ain't got all the toxicness up in your food. The fruits was fresh. You don't got no toxicness in your fruit. You know, nothing trying to reserve the food or the fruit. Like everything was just fresh. Everything was different. Like everything was better. You know what I mean? And like, man, I loved it. I loved everything about it.
Can you see yourself living over there?
I most definitely could. I most definitely could. I actually, man, I plan on like buying land and, you know, having me a house built out there. You know, one of these days. You know, so I really got to get, I really got to get to it. You know, because I want to start a business over there. It's so much good about Africa. Like, bro, I can't even really identify as an American no more.
Damn.
Know what I mean? Like after knowing what I know now, like, man, I'm just straight African. Like I got to take American about my name.
This shit just a corporation, huh?
Just that's all.
This shit just business. We over here just to do business. You hear me?
And that's it. That's all. And they using us for their business. You feel me? They using us for capital gain. You feel me? They want us to fight against each other. They want us to pity, you know, kill each other. They want to put us in jail, you know, for their own monetary gain. You know, they get paid off us when we go to prison. You know what I mean? So, man, it's most definitely America is most definitely a corporation. It ain't even a country.
So it changed your mindset just being there. Was you able to think clear, or like, you know, being in this? Well, I'm not sure if you're still in the city, but I'm knowing like being in the city versus being out there. Was you able to, you know, think of life different, like life in totality? Like, damn, my life ain't gotta be this hectic on a regular. You know what I mean?
This how powerful Africa was. Like, I was out in Africa with somebody who was supposed to be my enemy. But you feel me? Because I'm from one part of the neighborhood and he was from another part of the neighborhood. And even now, you know, the neighborhoods is beefing. You know what I mean? But me and that guy, and you know it was two other guys. You feel me? Who neighborhoods was beefing, and they was out there together. Feel me? They was out there having fun with each other. They was out there talking to each other. Feel me? They was out there kicking it with each other. We was out there kicking it with each other. So it was like, man, if we can be out there in Africa like that, why we couldn't bring this back to America? You feel me? Why we can't be like that out here? You feel me? So it's like, man, it was a change, you know. Like, man, I can literally go out there and say, man, I'm at peace with my enemy, with somebody who I used to be in tour with. And that's why I come back, I say, man, I don't got no more enemies. I'm not a tour with nobody. You feel me? Because, man, I'm out there kicking it with somebody who's supposed to be my enemy, but, man, this really my brother. You feel me? Right? We got the same skin color. So it's like, man, I want to bring that back here, to America. Like, man, we don't got to be into it just because you have a dislike for each other. Like, man, these people is literally playing us against each other. You feel me? America is playing us against each other by making us believe something that's not true.
Yeah. And Hans, I see your question. I just want to touch on this real quick, and I'm gonna make sure you get that question answered too. Yeah, bro, that shit major. Like this, I really, I really want to bring that energy and that vibe though. That us bridging the gap. You know what I'm saying, with the misconceptions that we got, because it's like we don't gotta be kumbaya. We ain't gotta be hand to hand with this shit, bro. Like motherfuckers know. Motherfuckers know, like, all right, y'all over there, we over here. Stay y'all ass over there. We gonna stay over here. You feel me? And it ain't gotta be nothing more than that. Like shit, like because it's crazy, because we only harming ourselves, bro. We only harming ourselves. You feel me? Like, setting ourselves back years and years and years and years, because it's like motherfuckers, not only are we not producing, we not able to, we not in the right mentality to produce at the rate we supposed to be producing. So it's just I think it's very like imperative that everybody get on the same accord. You know what I'm saying? As far as like looking at each other, holding themselves accountable, and looking at each other as we all is one. You feel me?
Most definitely.
We all one of the sum of the whole. You know what I mean? We all equate to the sum of the whole. So it's not nobody you look at that don't deserve to be here. You know what I mean?
Right. Treat it with respect, treat it as your brother.
So the question that was right here, it was, how the religions and the belief system over there, do they believe in the same religions, or do they have their own separate practices?
I mean,
And he was in Ghana in particular, so I'm sure like the whole continent of Africa is different and the culture is different. But in this particular place, what part of Ghana again? I'm sorry.
I was in Accra, mostly.
The Accra.
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 Yeah.
Okay, so this is in this particular area he was in that he giving feedback on.
I say, they had, different religions like we got over here in America, but they got different religions like Christianity. But they also believe in, a God, that's basically gonna bless them and see their way through. So, yeah, they had their variety of religions over there.
But it wasn't one religion that was like stood out like more than the other ones. Like, oh, you could tell this state is like in America. You can't tell what the fuck going on no more. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Most definitely.
But
I really didn't see a religion that stood out more than others. But yeah, I can just tell they got different religions out there.
Okay.
But they mostly believing in God. That's gonna bless them.
Okay. That's kind of how I believe, just like monotheistic. Well, I don't know. I ain't gonna say monotheistic. I just believe in the creator of all things, and you know, I believe in universal law as far as like, you know what I mean.
Most definitely.
Let bygones be bygones. You know what I'm saying. I ain't touching shit. I ain't stealing shit. You know what I'm saying. I'm trying to do my best to just let everything be what it is and keep bringing the gap, bridging the gap. I'm trying, bro. I'm definitely trying my best. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my best to like be a example. You feel me? Like I guess that's what the creator want us to do. You know what I'm saying? Be an example of what we know right is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. It's like, man, you know better, you know you're gonna do better. So, it's like, man, why learn certain things and, keep on going down the rabbit hole? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's like, right now, it's like I got my own boxing gym, Boss Boxing Club, and, I'm running it out of Chicago Youth Boxing Club. So, I run my program every Saturday, with kids from the age of 6 to 15. But, I'm using boxing as a catalyst to mental health. You feel me? So it's like, man, we growing up, like, man, we not knowing that we growing up traumatized. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we thinking like the way we living and the way we moving is normal, but it's really not normal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing people getting killed, seeing people fighting, getting jumped on. Maybe your parents, abusing drugs and stuff like that. Like, none of that stuff is normal. So it's like we going through life thinking it's regular, but we really traumatized. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that's basically what I'm using boxing for. Boxing, to help relieve stress, to help relieve that trauma, to help relieve anxiety, and, to boost self-esteem and, your overall quality of life. Making people positive leaders in their community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Making youth positive leaders in their community. So when they see that somebody is right there, trying to help them, trying to push them forward, motivating them to be better, giving them positive affirmations, like, man, you special, you can do it, you somebody in this world, you know, it's just gonna make life better for them.
Mm-hmm. If y'all on this live followed, uh, what's your
Dwayne
name?
Dennis.
Dwayne Dennis. I'm sorry, cause I didn't know what his profile name. He got 5 names, y'all. My bad. But no, make sure y'all follow Dwayne Dennis right now, cause I want y'all to, if y'all interested, to look into the boxing uh, gym and initiative and his non-for-profit that he got going on. It was something else I had wanted to ask you. It was like, at what point or realization was it when you was like, yeah, I got trauma?
Um, I guess when I kept on seeing myself repeating the same thing over and over again, you feel me? Repeating the same lifestyle, I realized, I guess as a young kid, I realized, I was going through trauma even before I joined boxing. But just really didn't know how to deal with it, and I used to like be a big hater against like having a counselor or having a therapist
Mm-hmm.
or somebody talk to you. I was like, man, why am I paying the therapist, for me to tell them my feelings or how I feel, but not even realizing like, man, I need a therapist more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's basically like where I'm at now. It's like, man, I advocate for therapists now. You feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, you need somebody you can talk to. You need somebody to get things off your chest. And it's like certain things you don't even know that you're going through, but as long as you talking through it, you feel me? You get to the root cause of like why you even feeling that way.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, I guess over the years, being like a big therapy hater, I realized I was going through traumatizing experience just by not even wanting to see a therapist
Mm-hmm.
or not even want to talk to one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at the point now, it's like, man, where like I need a therapist. Every young person, that's going through life would need a therapist, need somebody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? They don't always feel like you could talk to your parents. You feel me? And even when we trying to talk to our parents, you know what I mean? They probably just throw the conversation off because they really don't know how to deal with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And they haven't really deal with their problems all the way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying all of that, cause it's like with me, that's I I advocate for therapy as well though, and this has been like, this is my therapy though. This podcast my therapy, and as well, like, I know when I first talked to a therapist, it's like, okay, the importance of a therapist is you talking to a whole bunch of, like me, I'm talking to a whole bunch of motherfuckers that ain't got no fucking real good intent for
Okay.
they damn self. You feel me? So it's like, how the fuck could they send me in the right direction? Honestly, like, motherfucker going, or motherfucker looking at me like I got a better situation than them, so fuck him. I'ma sit his ass off. You feel me? Or they just ain't been through shit for real. You feel
Most
me?
definitely.
Or they not professional, so they ain't supposed to know. You feel me?
Most definitely.
Like the professionals, they gon' you feel me? The professionals, they gon' okay, you reacting like this based off of this emotion and this and this and this. They gonna dissect it and give it to you and put it in a way where you can understand it and reflect on it like, oh, okay, damn, oh, I am bogus. I'm overthinking it. I put myself in like so professional therapists, I'm a big advocate of that just because it's like another thing is like ain't your problems ain't everybody problems, folks. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody want to deal with your problems. Like I had to realize that I used to walk around with my problems, like handing that shit out. Like motherfuckers ask for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to deal with nobody else's problems.
Man, you most definitely can't vent to everybody, man. Yeah, most definitely can't vent to everybody. You know, some
Hmm.
people would send you down that rabbit hole because they don't really know how to help you. You know, they just basically give you, what they've been through or whatever, or what they've been through in their experience. So yeah, these people went to school for a reason. You know, they got that therapy degree for a reason. You know,
Hmm.
to talk to you in a certain way, to answer you questions in a specific way. To get down to the root cause of how you feeling the way you feeling.
Hmm.
And most of the time, it's you who gonna answer your own questions.
Hmm.
They just asking you. They just leading the conversation in a way where you can figure out your own
Hmm.
problems in ways. So
That's so well put, bro. Like I'm glad you I'm glad you know, got therapy, you feel me? Because I feel like that ultimately helped you now. You know what I mean?
most definitely.
So what is like your future endeavors? Like what are things that you aspire to do in the future or initiatives or plans that you got set forth?
And really, man, my plan is to get this boxing gym to where it need to be. And like I think I just found my niche. Like my niche is to help others. And my motto is to lead by example. So like I can't tell other people what to do if I'm not doing it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So it's like, man, I had to put myself in a better position to help others. And I always been helping others. My whole life, even when
Hmm.
I was going down the rabbit hole. I was still had that willingness to help others. And give somebody my last. So it's like, man, I just want to be put in a position where I can continue to lead by example, continue to lead the youth, down a positive path, and overall, bro, just change our neighborhoods.
Hmm.
Yeah, bring our neighborhoods together. Stop the beef, stop getting into it with with each other, and just being more positive. Like,
Hmm.
man, that's my life goal.
Hmm. That's bro. I'm glad I got you here with me, bro, cause it's like motherfuckers need people like you. Motherfuckers need people like me. You know what I mean? Just that just want better. Not only want it, but actually doing shit. Like I can't say I'm doing shit. I'm just running my mouth right now. But this is just like the start of where I'm finna take this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But I definitely like appreciate mindsets like that, energy, and like you inspire me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like I we work together, and I I always say I be like, if I had a car, I would have been a supervisor for. You feel me? I was mad as shit. I would have been mad as shit because like we all work together, and you know what I mean. I ain't get a promotion, but at the same time, it's just like I know how hard you work, bro.
Most
Like
definitely.
I know like I know them was like the stumping ground. Security was like really like the springboard to everything as far as like how dedicated we was. It
Most
kind of like
definitely.
showed how dedicated we was because it's like we outside no matter what's going on. You know what I mean? We not going
Outside getting
nowhere.
enslaved.
We not going nowhere. Like we out when the sun come up, when the sun go down. We out here like soldiers for real though,
Man, for real.
working for pennies on the dollar. To be honest, but you know what I mean. I'm knowing that my mindset was always like, okay, this is just gonna be that springboard to get me to where I want to go. You know what I mean? And Just seeing my peers evolve is just like everything to me, bro. Like I feel like all of this shit is just like I don't know. I'm floating on cloud nine for this the afterlife to me, bro.
Most
Like
definitely.
where you know what I mean? Like success is normal. You feel me?
Most
Where it
definitely.
ain't even a success, it's just life. We just living, we just vibing, bro. That's why it's like I know I'm gonna go far, bro. I know we gonna go far, bro, because it's the purpose of it all.
Most,
It ain't really about the individual. It's about the sum,
most definitely.
which is the culture, which is the community, which is the world. You feel me? Cause I feel like this about everybody, bro. Like I got a black grandma, white grandma, and a Mexican grandma. You feel me?
Most definitely.
And I might have some more on the way. You hear me? I'm just playing. But no, on some real shit though, yeah, it's all about people, bro. It's about people. It's about coming together and it's about, loving one another, man. Like
Most
doing our
definitely.
best to be here. Like why would I want something for this man that I don't want for my son? You feel me?
Exactly.
Like I hope people out here, you know what I mean, just doing what they want, you know what I'm saying? Doing the things that they want for themselves and for their people, for all people, because God's people is all people. You know what I mean? So that's something that I think people should always harp on. Like God's people is all people. Ain't no individual out here on this earth living just got their own exclusive God that's better than everybody else's. You feel me? No. You know what I mean? The
Most
creator
definitely.
created us all. You know what I mean? We all and none of us like finite, you know what I mean? None of us is gonna live forever, you know what I mean? So it's just like cherish each other while we here, you know what I mean? The people that you got in your life, love the shit out of them, you know what I mean? And the people that you encounter, pour into them as best as you could without draining your damn self. You feel me?
Exactly.
Uh, Ava Nicole, you know what that is?
That's my wife. My fiance.
Partner body, man. I'm slow. I'm slow. You feel me? But she said you definitely have to make changes within yourself in order to make change. And Frederick has. He is a great example of change and being a leader. This king has me and our kids love witnessing his growth. Super excited to continue seeing it. And I feel the same exact way, bro. I'm super excited to see what you got in the future. I'm like, I looked up, bro. I seen you. You got to tell me about this too, go tweet. Because I looked up one time and I seen you like, you was in a business suit, like at a conference or something. I don't know what you had going on at the time, if you kind of can remember. I don't know
I
if it was a war ceremony or something.
don't know. I don't think it was a conference. I dressed up just to go to work. Like man,
Okay, all
I
right,
like
bet.
like me, bro. Like man, I like wearing suits.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, it's
Like
a good
man, like
look
I like
though.
wearing suits more than I like putting on regular
It's a
clothes.
good
So
look though.
any chance I get, I'm trying to
Hmm.
put on a suit and a tie.
No, bro, I thought you was gonna come with that shit on today. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey
I
man,
ain't
I
gonna
should
lie
have. I
to
should
you.
have.
Nah, you can always slide back. You already know.
Most definitely. But
Uh,
yeah, any chance I get, man, I love putting on a suit and a tie. Just having that professional image of me. You know, I help my job. Telling my stories. Help them get funding and everything like that.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, when
I
I go in the
definitely
room, certain
wanna.
people got to put on the suit, man.
Yeah, it's look good on you though, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I down there. I'm finna start changing my look too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Finna switch it up a little bit, just here and there. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I it's low key. For I found out it's kind of cheap to dress nice sometimes, depending on where you're shopping at.
Yeah, depending on where you shopping at. I mean, Yeah, I don't think my suits be too expensive. My suits be nice and cheap, you know, under $500. So
My shit way under than that. For I just went into the thrift store like 2 weeks ago and got a whole outfit for like $25, bro, like $50. Nice little pants. That shit probably was wore before, but shit, I'm finna do a whole lot of outfit changes in this shit. So you know
no,
what I mean.
definitely.
The cheaper the clothes, the better shit. Cause it's just one day what not. This shit finna switch up, bro. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
man. I think like man, people be set up on trends and stuff like that. Like man, like no, I don't like I gave away everything that was probably like name brand like purple jeans and my
Hmm.
Palm Angel shirt. Like my fiance don't even like me wearing no Palm Angel and stuff like that. So like bro, I literally took all that stuff and gave it away in Africa. Like man,
Hmm.
I gave never thought I'd do this, but my Balenciagos, I gave
Hmm.
that away. Took the Nikes that was on my feet and gave them away. I came back with some shoes I had to buy from Africa.
Yeah, motherfucker turned up out
So,
there.
so man, it's just like man, and they were so much appreciative. You feel me? Like they ain't give a care about what it was or what. They were just appreciative that you came out here, and you gave it to them. So like
Finessing the
man, I
shit
even
out you,
got
know
like
this
man a
fuck.
bunch of
I'm
clothes
fucking.
at home now. Like a bunch of my son clothes that you can't wear no more. A bunch of my old clothes that I got packed up and getting ready to send back to Africa.
Hmm.
So like then they appreciative of it, man. They love it.
I wonder how affordable it is. Like, did you did you look into like seeing is it affordable living out there, like versus out here? Like, is it easy to get on? I mean, get a house out there? Or
Um, I really don't know. I really didn't
yeah.
look into it, but I need to start because, like I say, I wanna get a crib out there.
Hmm.
And my plan is, to go back and visit Africa at least once a year. You
Hmm.
know, yeah. After like being out there, man, I can't stay away from it. It was literally the best trip I ever had. The best experience I ever had in my life.
So the organization funded that, like they sent y'all
Yeah, the organization they
co-
paid over 5,000 a person to
a
go on this
person.
trip.
Sheesh. That sound raw though. Like to say you was out there with people from another neighborhood that you know what I mean. Like that shit major shit too though. I
Most
feel like
definitely.
that shit need to be like broadcasted like over Lawndale and fucking East Garfield Park.
I
Like
mean, they did do a lot of filming while we was on the trip, and they gonna have a documentary coming out next year sometime.
okay.
So it's gonna be a documentary of the whole trip, like what we did out there. We went to the slave castles. We seen the slave dungeon. Like like we literally like walked on the Pacific Ocean where where slaves was leaving the castle, and jumping on the boats. So it's like, man, we seen all that firsthand. Like literally, walked into the dungeons where they was keeping slaves, and they was literally like, man, keeping like over 500 people, up in this one place, and they had to pee and shit right there. You know what I mean? And shackles, the females, and everything. Like it was heartbreaking seeing it, but man, it was a great experience.
I hate hearing about that type of shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That shit is like it is kind of crazy though. It's kind of crazy like how you gotta compartmentalize your feelings
Most definitely.
in life. You
I
know what I
think
mean?
we all had some type of strong feeling out there. Like we was all kind of like angry and mad that like this is what we went through. But I think I was more mad at the fact that we did it to ourselves. Like we literally let the Europeans play us against each other because they came over here giving Africans guns to go to war with each other, and then as soon as they beat the next tribe, they bringing that tribe back, to enslave them and give them basically sell them to the Europeans. So like man, we literally done it to ourselves, and we let these people play us against each other. That's why I say, why would I let them? Why would I let them continuously play us against each other? Now that I know what I know. Feel me?
What do you think is the best tool to like combat like like frontal outward aggression. I mean that like say if you stuck in the neighborhood and you live in a neighborhood that's that's active and shit like that. Like how do you what advice would you give to a kid that's trying to like overcome the conditions of their neighborhood?
I my advice my advice would be to kind of just move out the neighborhood, because like man, we we around the same things, we around the same people, and we basically doing the same thing as them people. So it's like man, when you moved out the neighborhood and you see something different, you see a different type of lifestyle, you see how people living is different. You don't have to really watch over your back, you don't have to look over your shoulder, none of that. It's just a different feeling. And I know probably like it ain't easy for everybody, to move out the neighborhood and just up and pack your bag and move away. But it's like I tell everybody, like if you want it bad enough, you gonna do it. If you want change bad enough, you gonna start making an effort to change. You know what I mean? To change your ways. So I really think people just have to like man, get out the neighborhood because really everybody is just stuck in survival mode, being here. And like I told earlier, like man, I was stuck in survival mode for so long. Like I really just started living, and really this year has been the best years, been the best year out of my whole life
Mm.
that I ever had, and it's because I started living, I got out of survival mode, I wasn't looking over my shoulders no more. I ain't worried about what somebody gonna do to me. You know what I mean? I'm living life.
Mm.
I'm able to really just say I'm living, and it's been great. It's been a wonderful feeling, and that's why I want to continually do it, and that's what I want to pass down to other people. Like y'all can really live life, in a different way. And like I say, like man, we have so many young ones that died at a young age. Specifically, like man, my brother died at a young age. My cousin died at a young age. My brother died at 19. He ain't really get to live life. He was surviving his whole life. And, like I just want everybody to get out of that feeling so they can get a chance to live. Live at least once.
Mm.
To see things differently.
Mm. How older was your brother than you?
Um, my brother was about 3 years older than me.
So was you boxing around that time or no?
Around the time my brother got killed, I was in jail, facing 31 to 75
Shit.
years. So I was already probably locked up for about a year uh, when the time he got killed.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm knowing that played a role too, though, right?
You said,
Like, how did that kind of affect you, like, in that?
uh, like, ain't gonna lie, it hurted me. I ain't even like I didn't even know how it really felt because I mean, like before my brother, it was my grandfather and grandma who passed away, but it was like they was older.
Mm-hmm.
But like man, just like knowing somebody like young and you were close with, like man, it kind of hurted and they ain't really know how to register that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like I had dreams that he was coming back. You know what I mean? Like he was
Mm-hmm.
still alive and stuff like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, man, it hurt. It hurt seeing people you grow up with, people you think you finna spend the rest of your life with, just gone.
I I definitely just like feel for you. You know what I mean? It's like no real words you can say when it come down to shit like that at all. It's really just like just saying, my condolences. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't even think a professional can really tell you how to cope with certain things. Uh, but as a child, that's just a lot to fucking kind of process. Like sometimes I wonder, like, do it hurt more as an adult, or did it hurt more when we was kids? Cause it's like I know, I know now. what happened then. You feel me? Like then I know what happened, but I ain't really know how to respond. And now it's like, oh shit, I know how serious that shit was then.
I mean, not you still have your moments, like, bro, I have my moments where if a certain song come on, like, man, I probably get teary eyes or something, drop a tear, something like that. But I mean, it most like the pain kind of eased a little bit. It's been some years, but man, it's like still gonna feel it, and like I think I probably feel it the most knowing that my mom's still feeling it, because she's missing the son. You know what I mean? It's no matter how many years, she'll never get over it. So like yeah, it still hurts sometimes, but I'm able to process it differently and deal with it differently as an adult.
I feel like I mean I know for sure, bro. Like a lot of us out here hurt, so I kind of get confused on when people just continuously go out here and continue to do the same shit that they know they can't handle. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Like it's only so much damage you could do out here for. Like I don't know. It's I know it's all touchy, so I don't even want to get too deep into the shit. But I don't know. I just I'm glad you got a positive outlook on it all and not just like letting this shit consume you. Because I see so many people get consumed by the shit that's going on around them. And then when you said like getting out the neighborhood for that shit, you gotta know when to fold them. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Fuck, you gonna stay around long enough to see your people? You feel me? Like, yeah, we gonna see them, but shit, we still got people to live for. You know what I mean? And you still got your own personal purpose, so you can't never. You know what I mean?
My thing was like, man, I had to, and it wasn't me that was saying like f my guys or like I'm finna turn my back on my people. It was more like, man, I had to separate myself to put myself in a better predicament, to put myself in a better space so I can think differently, so I can move differently. Because if I came around the same people that was doing the same thing, I was just gonna be doing the same thing. So, like you say, man, like I started pushing life in a positive way, and it's like things that I'm still working on. Like, man, I had to, learn how to control my anger. And it's like, I'm like I said earlier, I'm only punishing myself by being mad and by being angry. It's gonna be people in this world, the world is gonna continuously do something stupid or dumb, you feel me? But why get mad? You feel me? Why get mad? Just keep on being positive and move forward because I'm only punishing myself, I'm only hurting myself by being mad, by being angry. You feel me? So as long as you got that positive outlet on things, it was a beautiful, like, change can happen. You feel me? And, I separated myself. I put myself in a better space. Now I can come back and, I can help people differently. I can lead them down the positive path, and down the path that I'm going down. And a lot of people see it now. Like, a lot of people see it, like, change can happen. Change is real. You feel me? You just have to want it. And if you want it bad enough, you're going to go out there and get it.
So most of your guys, they happy with the change that they seeing that you making.
Man, they love it, man. They love it. Like, man, one of my guys, man, gave me my flowers the other day, man. He had inboxed me a long message, and bro, like, man, I read it, and I was in front of my little brother, and bro, I down to drop the tear. Like, man, I almost cried, man, because it was like just knowing the impact that I'm having on people's lives, and I didn't even realize it at first. But even just realizing that seeing that message is just like, man, I really got an impact on people's lives. And I got impacts on people's lives that I'm not even working with or, that I'm not even dealing with. People just see what I'm doing, through Instagram or Facebook. And, it's just changing the way that they move because, they basically know where I come from. They know how I grew up, like it ain't no secret to nobody, but like they see the person I was then and they see the person I am now. So it's like, man, it's real. It can really happen for people, if you really want it.
You always had leadership qualities though. That's just period, point blank. I always seen, you know what I mean, great leadership qualities in you. Uh, and to see you making that positive move, like we was positive since the day I met you. Like I never seen that side of you, you know what I mean? But I definitely know it's there, you know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, you like I said, one of the some, you're one that's like changing the world. You know what I mean? Like you changing the world. You like in one of the one, two, three, four baddest neighborhoods in Chicago, like 72 neighborhoods. I'm sure Chicago, well, Lawndale, East North Lawndale, like that's number one, two, or three. I know it's Austin, Garfield Park, Lawndale. I don't even know what else is up there. Them three up there though. I know
Most
for sure.
definitely.
You feel me? And to make an impact in that neighborhood is significant. You know what I mean? Because all I hear is bad shit coming from on the news or even when I'm looking on legal health firm, I'm like, damn, they going crazy out west.
Most
And
definitely.
I'd rather hear shit like about things I could tell my son about. You know what I mean?
Most
Like or
definitely.
include my son in. Like I want us to all be able to raise our children and you know what I mean, not have to worry about the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I want to give you your flowers too as well. I'm not moving forward. I'm gonna figure out the proper way to what I'm saying, greet certain guests with their flowers though. You know what I mean? But just personally, man, to man, I just want to say I appreciate everything you're doing out here. I'm a fan. I'm inspired by everything you're doing. I've been inspired uh, just because I kind of already knew, you know what I'm saying, your stance and how you was coming. Like I remember you shared some poetry with me back in the day. So I always knew you had like you was a creative and you had a good soul. You know what I mean, and a
Most
good
definitely.
heart. So it's just like uh, yeah, man, I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. I'ma always support you, blast you, and tell everybody I know about you. You know what I mean?
Most
And
definitely.
hopefully, like I got like I ain't gonna call it a partnership, but like I'm a part of a couple organizations. Rooster Wings is one organization. That's how I got therapy. Cause when I had lost my best friends and I lost my brother, they helped give me a therapist, like a
Most
grievance
definitely.
counselor. You know what I'm saying? And they partner with Good Kids Mad City, and so those two organizations I work with, and yeah, like if we can partner with, like if I can see some way they can partner with y'all in some way, and we collaborative and do something for the kids out west. I'm for that. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
that'd be dope,
Or
man.
any organization events we got going on, I'll make sure to let you know and try to include you in that, so we could just all be one big conglomerate. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Like, yeah, we doing our own things, own places and times, but it's times where we all can come together and look out for one another. So I'm
Most
on that time too,
Man, I appreciate that,
for
brother.
sure, for
I
sure, for
appreciate
sure,
everything you're doing, man.
for sure. I'm glad I could have somebody so with you know, such a demeanor about themselves, cause like you set the tone
Most
for
definitely.
this. You set the tone for what you're on for this podcast. You the first guest. You know what I mean? So you kind of really like the people that's in here speaking. They great job. They love to see a young male, black male doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote black, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? They
Most
love to
definitely.
see a young man, rising from the ashes. You know what I'm saying? Coming
Most,
from, nothing to abundance. You feel me? And abundance is a mindset, fo. That shit ain't even nothing material, bro. I feel like once you reach that understanding within yourself, like you got your purpose, you know who you are, you know what you want to do, and then knowing that it's just giving back to other people. It's like, oh, I'm finna take my power and run with it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So once you know, like, love is your power, and you know that, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit is minuscule to what God got you here for. I seen some shit, man. Like I'm I don't mean to just go all places, but that's just who I am. But like, yeah, I seen some shit where it's like where you can live at like a worldly level, a godly level. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like a self level. It was one. It was another level, but the worldly level is just like when you living to appease the world. You know what I'm saying? The self level is kind of like when you just focus on yourself, trying to make yourself a better person, and then the godly level is just like living to do the things that you know what I'm saying, God to be proud of you doing, you know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And I feel like once you get to the point to where it's like, okay, I'm doing the things that I love to do and they align with the things that God want me to do and shit, I can make a living doing these things, you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
God making a way for me to feed myself and my family by doing his work, then it's just like everything else is just icing on the cake.
Most definitely. Most
You
definitely.
know what I mean? I feel like we went from surviving to thrive because we thriving in purpose. So it's just like we living because we just living our purpose. Shit, every day we live, everything we do, everything we say is part of our purpose in alignment with what God wants for us. So it's just like, how could we fail? How could we lose? You know,
Man, you can't.
right? Except going off the path, and it's just like, fuck, what I do that for? When
Exactly.
when I see the light over here, fuck, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Over here to nothingness, to the shadows and nothingness. When I see the light, when I see smiles, you feel me? I see
Exactly.
I see the ones that's gone, I see them smiling, and the ones that's here, I see them smiling. You feel me? So it's just like, yeah,
Yeah, most definitely.
mm, like appreciate you. If you got any like people you want to shout out, pluggers, like you know, shout your organization out again.
Yeah, want to shout out my fiance, Ava Williams. Want to shout out my boxing gym, Boss Boxing Club. Shout out Chicago Youth Boxing Club for giving me the space and opportunity to be able to run my program every Saturday. And man, shout out Pastor Field, Firehouse, and everything that they doing in the neighborhood. They really made an impact on my life. And really, man, shout out to my mom. She just had her surgery and everything. So she getting better and moving on with her life and everything. But really just wanted to end it, with that poem I spoke to you a couple of years
Shout
ago.
out to Mom Dukes, man. Get well. I know you're recovering and everything gonna be all right.
So yeah, I wrote that poem when I was 16 years old. You know
Bet,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yep,
But
yep.
it goes like, man, is it me or am I just blind? Like if I can't see mentally, this must be engraved in my mind. So like me almost being killed wasn't more of a sign, so I proceed in violence and try to score high by committing the most crimes when I was possessed by the streets and drug and money was his bribe. Every time I do something foolish, I never thought about staying alive. So who can I really blame besides me? Like, were the streets really my friends or was it my enemy? I engaged in war, so I guess the streets was like liberty. The world had a hold on my mind, so I guess it was captivity. And now I think like, what went wrong in my perfect little world? Was it that I never really sat down and called on the Lord, or I got tired of playing with BB guns, so I guess I was bored? I never really thought it was all my fault. Being chased by cops until I got caught, trying to get information out of me, trying to get me to walk. I even look at trying to get information out of me, trying to get me to talk. They even beat me to the point where I couldn't even walk. And now I think like, what went wrong in my perfect little world? Was it that I never really sat down and called on the Lord, or I got tired of playing with BB guns, so I guess I was bored? Never really thought it was all my fault. Being chased by cops until I got caught, trying to get information out of me, trying to get me to walk, trying to get me to talk, and they even beat me to the point where I couldn't even walk. And when I stand up in front of the judge, I don't even try to look hard. I look at the judge with pleading eyes, asking him to free me of all charge, trying to get rid of this felony so my life wouldn't be scarred. I feel like my freedom is out of reach, it's too far. Because I fell victim to the system, now I'm trying too hard. Trying so hard to be the person I should have been on the streets. Writing poems all day until my fingers got weak. So who can I really blame for the life that I had besides me? And that's when I realized I couldn't blame nobody but myself. You feel me? For the life that I was creating. So if I wanted better and I wanted to make better choices, I had to, I had to start making better choices and live a different way. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to end it with.
Most definitely, definitely super powerful. And yeah, like I told you, I gotta get that recorded, bro. I gotta get you in the studio so you could do that shit. But yeah, like everybody out there listening, man, if y'all want change for y'allself, that shit available, man. Shit, man, do everything you could in your power to find, what your purpose is. Go after that shit. Don't let nobody get in your way. You know what I'm saying? And take care of your people. I don't know if I want to. You want to cue me out or what? Or
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
any last words? Or you good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Man, I appreciate everybody online, man, rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Dwayne Dennis, my homie Fred, Young King. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got a lot going on. Shout out to the Firehouse as well, though, and the boxing gym. Go to his page so you can see his initiative and his nonprofit and support if you can. You know what I mean? Shit, go follow him right now. And peace.